So I have this little Amanita muscaria mushroom here, and I have some problems with it. So basically, this one has way too many polygons. It's yeah, 3 million. Let's see how many polygons. So max reports 6 million polys, I suppose. And basically, if I make any of these actions, you know, ultra-res or promptomizer, and then I want to go to retopology, it still fails. Retopology fails. So what to do? Basically, my geometry is really bad. It has, you know, like two-sided faces and all of that bad geometry. So first of all, to save some time, I started with ZBrush and imported the tool here. And I tried to decimate it with a, let's see, how's it called? Yeah, so this mesh contains non-standard polygons, so I'm not sure which one to go for. I don't need symmetrical triangle. I'm not sure which one to go for. I'm not good in ZBrush. But basically I tried to I tried to go with decimation master, and it still produces me a terrible mesh in the sense that after importing it to 3D Max, I cannot do retopology. It just fails. It always fails. So basically I found one good way of doing it using Maya, and we'll look into Maya here for that. So I have a geometry here, and we'll try to convert to the voxels. By the way, I tried to do that in Blender as well, but so in Blender I still have the same problems if I import the mesh. Okay, so to save time, I'll import the decimated mesh from a ZBrush here. Okay, I have my model. Let's select that, and again, hopefully Blender people will tell me what I'm doing wrong, but basically I was not able to remesh it here using voxels. Whatever I do, I get holes in my mesh. As far as I managed to Google, it tells me that, you know, the original geometry has holes, and therefore it cannot be converted to voxels properly. It's still doing its job. Anyway, tried playing with those. I cannot do quad because, again, it's the geometry is wrong. You see lots of holes. So undo. What I tried to do is I was trying to fix it any way I could with cleanup, all the cleanup tools, mesh, you know, all the things here. So I tried to fill the holes, to do all the cleanup stuff I could, and it still just failed. I couldn't voxelize it here in Blender. Hopefully somebody will tell me what I'm doing wrong in comments. But then I went to, actually I found a very nice tutorial on YouTube. I will link it in the description. So we grab a mesh. Well, actually we open Bifrost graph editor, we create a graph, and we middle mouse button drag our mesh here, so we have a mesh. Now we want to add a node. We hit tab on a keyboard, and that's convert to volume. You start typing convert, and you'll find convert to volume. That's what you plug in your mesh to, and then your output goes to output. It takes some time. You see your computer crunching some numbers here. Sooner or later you get this black cloud. Let's get rid of it. We turn off store fog density, and we turn on store level set. I'm not going to pretend to understand what's going on here in these two switches. But after we converted our mesh to this whatever volume thing is, we're gonna use Marching Cubes algorithm to convert it to mesh. So it's the same thing that you use to convert any implicit surface geometry, well, not geometry, implicit surface information to geometry when you use your blob mesh. How's it called, metaballs, or whatever your program calls your do things. Anyway, so we hit tab again, and that's dual marching cubes. Contour dual marching cubes. That's what you want. So that's an algorithm to convert volume to mesh here. Now again we wait for your computer to crunch some numbers here. Take some time, and we get this ugly blob. So let's increase the resolution here under convert volume from 0.05 to a straight line. Of course, it will depend on your mesh, so ignore these numbers. That will be dependent on your mesh, obviously. And again, we wait. If we are happy with the result, and let's pretend that we are happy. Are we happy? Not so much. We'll go even smaller, but whatever. Let's pretend we are happy with that. Now we need to convert this to Maya's mesh. So we go to Window, Node Editor, and now this one is, we already have it. So we need to convert this to Maya. So again, tab to input, and that's Bifrost to Maya, something like that. Bifrost to Maya. And now we would want to connect that, and that's a volume that we are looking for, which is not there. Some of it's here. Let's see if it's there. So volume to Maya, and now we need to create a actual polygonal object to have an output. So I just create whatever. In this case, it's cube, and we have this cube and the output. So I'm gonna get rid of actual polygons here and connect this Maya's mesh to mesh, and here we have, I think that's already a Maya's mesh we can work with. Yes, you see, we have polygons. We can just do whatever we want with it. And what we want to do with it, we want to export it to 3D Max. Just gonna send it to Max. So here's my Maya mesh. I could have just saved it as OBJ and import it as OBJ. Didn't have to send it to Max, but whatever. And now I'll just double check some errors here. So there is still something. I repair it, and then I go to retopology and retopology, compute, and hopefully everything works. So if somebody can still tell me what I'm doing wrong in Blender, I welcome you to write some comments on a YouTube video. And here we go. Now it actually works. We have a mesh, and it's quad based. Not that it doesn't have triangles, or actually it does have triangles. Well, in any case, possibly you could do a better job in manual retopology, at least more efficient job and more efficient usage of polygons. But anyways, that just takes some minutes compared to some days. So I'm very happy.